Hey, it's Diego with MC Develop. Today I'm going to be talking about this Pepsi The Can camera. It's a 35mm film camera. It's very cool. I just want to do a deep dive into it. I had first seen a negative feedback YouTube video where they had went out about with one of these. I think the one that they had was a beer camera. This one's a soda camera, but I'm just going to dive right into it. So pretty much you can see that this is an early to late. It's branded 1998 film camera here. It does have the camera itself. This isn't actually sealed. It does have a resealable thing, so I'm just gonna pretty much open it up. You can see here, hopefully it'll just focus it, that the original price was $19.99, and pretty much I'd pay that any day of the week for this camera. I'd pay just a little bit more for it. I think it's really worth it. It does come with the strap, another little blue strap. I'm gonna go ahead and keep that actually in. You can see it on the bottom. And instructions. These things are very straightforward. If you do see, I have another video talking about the Jimmy Neutron promo camera, which is a very similar design. And it uses the same concepts, but this one's a little bit more compact, a little bit less conspicuous. Obviously, if you were to see this, you would say, oh, this is an older style Pepsi can. The modern ones don't obviously have the lighter blues. They're pretty much all a solid color. It's kind of a little more sleek, kind of like app design where, you know, the colors are smooth, there's not too much gradient, there's not too much anything. It's just pretty straightforward design. But getting right into the camera. So basically how this works is if you open up the film back, you can see on this model, it actually does have a flash. On similar models, there's some that don't have a flash. Having the flash to me is a really cool thing because you can pretty much take it anywhere, whether it's a night out, whether it's whatever. I always thought about, you know, places that you could take cameras that you can't take sodas, and there's not that many of these places. You would think maybe a concert venue or something, but I'm sure even then, you know, they value their business to sell drinks and stuff. So I can imagine anywhere you can take a camera or a soda, you know, you can pretty much take it. No one's gonna bat an eye. But getting right into it. So basically how it works, it does take one AA battery, and that's what runs the flash. See, it just stores right here on the bottom. You do have the film door eject, or the opening. So if you were to push it down, it does open up. And you have a very straightforward design. So you just put your film here, you spool it to the other side, here, and then when the back's closed, you wind it, and there's a little mechanism where the sprocket holes catch here, and then you hear that click, which means that you're ready for the next frame. And here, I'll even do one with flash. So pretty much once you wind it, it'll stop on this side to tell you that it's pretty much good to go. You can see here, it usually takes a little bit. Sometimes, see, it powers up slowly, but the green light confirms that it's pretty much ready to go. You pretty much compose your image and take a shot. Very cool, really satisfying. Although it's, you know, the little mechanism, the flash and the push down, really satisfying on this camera. I think a cool thing about this camera is that there's a safety feature that if the can's closed, if the viewfinder's not up, if you push the button down, nothing happens. So it's pretty cool. Let's say you're ready for the next shot. So since I don't have film in here, there you go. Ready for the next shot. You go ahead and push, and cool. And I like this thing that it has the flash on and off button. Really straightforward. This is a really basic camera. There's not too much to it. Once you're done with the film, so once you go, it does have an exposure counter here. And let's see, what is this? I believe, I'm actually not sure. It does have the spot for the strap here. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Obviously, it's a really sleek design. It's just about the exact size of a Pepsi can. So it feels, you know, right in the hands. If you were to carry this around, nobody would bat an eye. They would, you know, if you were to carry it around consistently, people would probably be like, oh, this guy's always drinking the same vintage Pepsi for whatever reason. But one of the things that I have noticed with a lot of these models is that the stickers are very close to the movable parts. So you can see here that, let's see if I can get this just right, that there's a sticker here and it seems to be peeling off. And I pretty much bought this camera brand new. So you can see here, obviously there's a little indent for the camera. There we go. And so it's pretty expected to see some peeling on these cameras. If it's a used camera, expect some peeling. I've always wanted to get one of these and just do a reskin to, you know, something different or a modern product, considering a lot of these 35mm film cameras pretty much were discontinued around early 2000s, the latest. But very cool camera. I do love the branding. I like the brand association. Pepsi was not the only company to make this. There's also a Coca-Cola one. You do see them every once in a while. The 110 film, but I like to get the 35mm. It's a little bit more accessible. But you see Pepsi. I've seen Heineken. The one that I really like is the Budweiser can. The only thing is that obviously taking a soda can is a little bit more accessible to places without explanation. People just think it's a soda can. But if you were to get a beer version of this, then you would expect people to bat some eyes and be like, hey, you know, and especially if you're under 21 or look the part, I'm sure people would be like, hey, you're not supposed to own that. You definitely raised some eyebrows. But that's why I went with the Pepsi, because one, it's less, a little bit more conspicuous. It's cool. And two, nobody's gonna really bat an eye if you don't tell them. And another thing that I think is really cool that doesn't get talked about with cameras is the fun factor. Like, you can hand this to anybody. It's really straightforward. You show them how to wind it. You push the shutter down, and that's it. That level of fun is always there. Plus, it's cool. And then obviously with film, you have to wait for it to get developed and stuff. But it'd be cool to say, hey, remember that picture you took, and then send it to them. And I think that's really neat. So just wanted to make a quick review about this camera itself here. I was going to say soda, but it's actually, a camera. I was going to make a quick little review there about it. Just wanted to talk about it. If you like this video talking about cameras, I do have the Jimmy Neutron promo camera, which is very similar. I also have tons of other content, whether it's about other cameras, film cameras, instant cameras, or applications that mimic film cameras. You can check out all the other catalog of videos. I'm constantly posting videos. I'm very consistent at it. So you can check those out. And if you don't already follow my Instagram, check it out. Instagram.com/aim-shoot-develop, just like the YouTube channel. Tons of content. You can binge that stuff too. And so yeah, keep shooting film. Have fun out there. Take care. Peace.